episode of Sleep and Relax ASMR. I wanted to take a moment and say thank you for tuning in and listening to the podcast. I also wanted to mention that we just launched our website, which is SleepandRelaxASMR.com, just all spelled out. The website has all of our show episodes, news and announcements, and it also has information for brands that are interested in sponsoring the show. But most importantly, the website will make it easier to connect with you guys, and I would love to get in touch with as many fans as possible. So I invite you guys to check out SleepandRelaxASMR.com. It's all spelled out. If you're confused about the spelling, just check out the show notes, and there will be a direct link. But that's all for now. Thanks again for tuning in, and enjoy the episode. Welcome everyone to another rendition of Useless Facts. I thought it would be appropriate to do a useless winter facts episode. So, without further ado, let's get started on useless winter facts. Actually, let me first say, as always, I haven't done any fact checking. If any of these are wrong, you can call me out, but I'm saying it beforehand. Haven't checked any of these facts. May not be facts, may be lies. But anyway, useless winter fact number 1. Winter cold kills more than twice as many Americans as summer heat does. I mean, that sounds plausible. Second fact. The southern hemisphere typically has milder winters than the northern hemisphere. This is because the southern hemisphere has less land and a more maritime climate. That one is true. Next fact. While it seems counterintuitive, Earth is actually closest to the sun in December, even though the winter solstice is the shortest day of the year. That does seem very counterintuitive, but I don't know. Again, I don't know. Could be made up. Next fact. According to the Guinness World Records, on January 28th, 1887, a snowflake 15 inches wide and 8 inches thick fell in Fort Keogh, Montana, making it the largest snowflake ever observed. I mean, that's a giant snowflake. I have no idea. I mean, you're talking about 15 inches wide and 8 inches thick. How does that even happen? I mean, if you guys, I would love to hear what the biggest snowflake you guys have seen. I've never seen it. I mean, that's massive. Let's see what else I see here. I'm probably not gonna pronounce this right, but chionophobia is the persistent fear of snow, especially becoming trapped by snow. The term is derived from the Greek word kion and phobos, meaning snow and fear, respectively. Not sure if I butchered the way you pronounce that. Next fact. Every winter, at least 1 septillion snow crystals fall from the sky. So that's 1 followed by 24 zeros. That's apparently insect called the weta freezes completely solid when temperatures drop during the winter. However, when temperatures warm back up, the insect unfreezes, thaws, and resumes its activities. Wow. That's pretty insane. Let's see what else I can find around here. The average snowflake falls at about 3 miles per hour. That's a nice little fact. Next fact here. Sorry, I have some traffic flowing in the background. I hope you guys can't hear it. 1 inch of snow will produce just less than 1/10 of an inch of water when melted. 10 inches of snow will melt down to only 1 inch of water. That's pretty cool. And seems plausible. I mean, I've seen how snow piles up, and then when it melts, it's just, I don't know. Like the water, it's kind of surprising how little water is left when it melts. It's obviously not, 10 inches of water, right? So, that sounds about right. I like this next one. The largest recorded snowman ever built was in Bethel, Maine in February 1999. It was 113 feet and 7 inches and broke the previous record held by Yamagata, Japan at 96 feet and 7 inches. Wow, that's nuts. Let's see what else I can find here. Bismarck, North Dakota holds the record for the most snow angels at one time. On February 17th, 2007, several schools joined forces to create 8,962 snow angels. That's a ton of snow angels. Let's see what else I can find here. While the winter solstice is the shortest day of the year, seasonal lag means that the coldest period usually follows the solstice by a few weeks. What else can I do? Next fact is cold winter weather dulls sexual sensations and cooler body temperatures decrease arousal for both men and women. And then it follows up with something else there, but I'll skip that for now. Moving along. A single snowstorm can drop 39 million tons of snow. Snow appears white because snow is a bunch of individual ice crystals arranged together. When light hits snow, it bounces all around the ice crystals, and the color of all the frequencies in the visible spectrum combined in equal measure is white. While white is the color we see in snow, individual ice crystals are actually translucent. Little science fact. Next fact is, or reads, the most snow ever recorded in 24 hours in the United States was at Silver Lake, Colorado in 1921 at 76 inches. Coming in second is Georgetown, Colorado in December 4th, 1913 at 63 inches. 2006 to 2010, about 2,000 U.S. residents died each year from weather-related causes. About 63% of these deaths were in the winter, while only 31% were in the summer. That kind of ties back to the first or second stat regarding more deaths during winter. Let's see what else I can do here. The first Winter Olympics were held in Chamonix, France in 1924. No country in the Southern Hemisphere has hosted or even been an applicant to host the Winter Olympics. I have no idea if I said that correctly, the name of that city in France. I really hope I did, but I apologize if I didn't say it correctly. Next fact. Millions of monarch butterflies fly to Mexico for the winter. They are the only insect that migrates to a warmer climate that is 2,500 miles away each year. Additionally, they like to hibernate in the same trees every year. Known as the storm of the century, a blizzard and a cyclone swept destruction from Cuba to Canada on March 12, 1993, a week before spring. The storm was responsible for 310 deaths and $6.6 billion in damage, and it shut down the southern part of the U.S. for 3 days. That's epic. I mean, Jesus. Next fact. Around 12% of Earth's land surface is covered in snow and ice. That's a nice, useless fact. Barack Obama popularized the phrase snowmageddon when two blizzards in 2010 struck during the Democratic National Committee's winter meeting. The blizzard broke snowfall records in the mid-Atlantic region, and after the second snowstorm, 68.1% of the U.S. was blanketed by snow. 68.1%. Wow. Let's see what else I can find here. Winter in the northern and southern hemispheres is caused by Earth's axis in that hemisphere being tilted away from the sun. Which, I suppose that's stuff you learn, in elementary school. Useless and informative all at the same time. Meteorologists often define winter as the 3 calendar months with the lowest average temperatures. For the northern hemisphere, this is December, January, and February. And for the southern hemisphere, it is June, July, and August. Next fact. The coldest temperature ever recorded was negative 123 degrees Celsius at Vostok Station in Antarctica in 1983. That is, I've been in minus 40 degree weather. Celsius, that is. I'm sorry, I don't know what the conversion is now off the top of my head, but minus 40 is just, it's so cold that, I mean, your teeth hurt. It's difficult, it's difficult to breathe. I can't imagine what minus or negative 123 degrees Celsius would feel like. Next fact. Many insects insects produce more glycerol, which gives their body a supercooling ability by allowing bodily fluids to drop below freezing without causing ice damage. Fairly useless. Fairly useless fact, that is, not mechanism. That's obviously an incredible mechanism. Let's see. Moving along here. The definition of a blizzard is when visibility is reduced to a quarter of a mile and the winds are 35 miles per hour or more. The storm also must last at least 3 hours. If any of these specific conditions is not met or are not met, then it is a snowstorm instead. I did not know that. There is an average of 105 snow-producing storms in the USA in a typical year. An average storm will last 2 to 5 days and carry snow to several states. Next fact. All snowflakes have 6 sides. That's a nice little fact. Or observation. The coldest winter on Earth occurs at the polar plateau in Antarctica. The average annual temperature is negative 72.9 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm not sure why this source, sometimes they use Fahrenheit, sometimes they use Celsius. I wonder why they switch back and forth. Winters in Russia are so harsh that they are a natural defense during a war. For example, rather than entering into peace negotiations with Napoleon Bonaparte, Tsar Alexander I decided to let Russia's cold winter deal with the French invaders. Sorry, I didn't read that well. Tsar Alexander decided to let Russia's cold winter deal with the French invaders. In other words, that was their defense. They didn't have to negotiate because winter, was their means of getting rid of the invaders. In 1974, Russia hit negative 96 degrees Fahrenheit in Siberia during winter, making Russia the coldest country in the world. Canada, Mongolia, Finland, and Iceland round out the top 5. I lived in Canada for a few years, and that's, again, brutal cold. I'll read a couple more here. To survive winters, many animals have developed various survival techniques, such as migrating, hibernating, storing food, changing colors, or growing thicker fur. Common knowledge and useless for our purposes. Let's see, what else can I find here? Next fact. Winter cold increases a person's appetite, which can in turn lower libido. Unfortunately, weight gain decreases libido and makes both men and women less sexually adventurous. That ties back into one of the facts I read earlier regarding sex drive in the winter. The most common birthday in the USA is September 16th, which means that most babies are conceived during the early winter holiday season. August has the lowest amount of conceptions. Let's see. They kept on elaborating, but I didn't think it was that useful to read much more of it. Let's see, I think Day After Tomorrow, 2004, The Colony, 2013, and The Grey, 2011. Fairly useless, I know. The Disney movie Frozen is the highest grossing animated musical film of all time and the 9th highest grossing film of all time, with a worldwide box office gross of $1.097 billion. Alright, let's do the last one here, also related to Frozen, the movie. In the winter-based movie Frozen, there is a scene where two townsmen debate whether to stack firewood bark up or bark down. This refers to an actual debate in Finland that was sparked in 2013 after a 12-hour TV program on firewood aired. Cool. But I think that'll be it for this episode. So, anyway, thank you guys very much as always for tuning in. If you have any questions, comments, whatever it may be, you can reach out at SleepandRelaxASMR at gmail.com, or you can visit SleepandRelaxASMR.com.